Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Coach Alex Besaw from the Spread Offense. Thanks for joining me here today. You're here to check out my sprint out smash concept, so let's get right to the breakdown. Having a solid sprint out game can be really beneficial to your offense for a few reasons. And one of the reasons is that it's going to allow your quarterback to cut the field in half. You can simplify things for your quarterback by having him sprint out of the pocket, give him some 3-man concepts, some 2-man concepts, very simple, easy reads. And if nothing else is there, if he's a good enough athlete, he can keep the play going by using his legs and running the football. The other thing, too, is if you have a quarterback that is struggling to get any type of rhythm, is struggling with completing passes, sometimes it's not always great to just continue to drop him back in the pocket and throw from the pocket. It's good to help him get a little movement, get his legs going a little bit, and get him throwing on the run. So that can really help kind of change the pace of what your quarterback is doing, kind of break the bad tempo of what he's been doing. If he is failing to make accurate passes, then I would suggest putting him on the run, cutting the field in half, making simple reads for him, and nothing if nothing else is there, allowing him to be an athlete and run the football. First clip here, I'm going to show you our smash concept out of a base 2x2 look, and we are in a condensed set here, a tight 2x2. If you haven't seen my previous video on condensed formations and what they can do for your offense and what they can do against a defense, you've got to check out that video because it's going to be super helpful for you. But to go into the smash concept here, well, let's just start if we were to be just in a regular 2x2. We run smash probably the same way almost every other team runs smash in high school. We run it with hitch by 1, corner by 2. And then on the backside, we run a post by 2 and a shallow cross by 1 from the outside. So when we condense our formations, it doesn't make sense to run a hitch with our number 1 receiver being responsible for that flat space. So we want to actually take our number 1 and we're going to send him on the corner route. So we're going to put 1 on the corner and then we're going to send 2 right into the flat off 1. So with smash kind of being a high-low on a flat defender, what most likely that corner, we're able to still have that same effect with these routes here. Corner by 1, arrow by 2. And it's great against different defenses. So if you face a team that plays like 2-man, and then you kind of force these defenders out here, you force them to communicate how they're going to cover this distribution from 1 and 2 off the line of scrimmage. You know, we get a little bit of a rub action, so it's great against man. Are they going to try to banjo this thing and he takes the first outside and he takes the second? Or are they going to stick to just playing it straight up man and he's going to chase number 2? Well, if he tries to chase it over the top or underneath it, he's going to be late. Ball goes right into the flat. If they're going to try to switch this thing and we can out leverage the corner into the flat with 2, ball goes into the flat. If they cover the flat and they out leverage us, then our quarterback's eyes in the progression is going to go from the front to the back. So he's going to work the arrow to the corner. And the one thing to make sure of is that when you start reducing your splits, when you run this smash concept, you maintain leverage to the outside. You don't want your number 1 receiver to bring his splits so far in where now this safety is going to be playing him just outside. So you kind of bring your splits down far enough to where your number 1 receiver is still going to maintain that outside leverage. And then his stem still has to maintain that outside leverage. So we want to still attack that outside hip. We don't ever want to lose leverage in our stem if we're trying to break to the outside by getting ourselves caught inside. Well, our receiver will never get to his landmark. So that is what we want from our front side receivers. And then our backside receivers, we're going to take 2. We're going to send him on a post over the top. And then we're going to take our number 1, and he's going to run a shallow cross. So you can see this triangle that's in effect right here. And for us, we read this front to back. So 1 into the flat, 2 at the corner, and then 3 on the shallow. If these linebackers inside really flow outside and are running with everything going to the field, we want to fill that void with the shallow cross coming from the backside. So here it is. Also, let me just go back and talk about the pass protection real quick. We teach it like we're blocking outside zone. So we're going to try to reach to the next gap over. So our tackle is going to try to reach the C gap defender. He should be reaching the B gap defender, first guy to the outside. And our guard's going to be reaching the A gap and continue working down that line. And then we're going to have our backside guard and tackle. He's going to step hard into the A gap with his inside foot. and then he's going to hinge, drop step with his left foot, and we want him to kind of wall off that gap right there, and then same thing here. And these guys should also be working down the line as well. We don't want defenders running through these gaps on the inside. If anything, we want them to have to run around. We're going to also use our running back to help on the front side and work to the outside armpit of the end man on the line of scrimmage. Running back does a pretty good job. C-gap defender goes inside. We got the outside then. Eyes should go to the front right now on the arrow. Corner does a good job trying to get hands on. Our receiver does a great job of getting skinny on his stem. Corner peels off back to the flat. Now I think we probably could still throw the flat right about here. We've got him beat, right? We've got him out leveraged. Put your right foot in the ground, throw the ball to the outside pad. But, that's my philosophy. I like to take what they give me. And then, of course, quarterback on the field, most quarterbacks want to take the shot. They want the big play. But I teach it to my quarterbacks, take what they give you. Be a little more conservative. Take what they give you. And then when they start cheating up, then we can take the big shot. But he does a good job. I'm not going to get mad at him for completing a great pass here. So corner takes the flat. Receiver does a great job running his corner route a little flat. We don't want to run with coverage. We want to run away from coverage. We want to get open. So that corner route is flattened just a little bit, and then the quarterback does a great job of flattening it out even a little bit more by putting the ball away from the safety and putting it to the outside. Only spot where our receiver can get it. All right, we're in our 2x2 here. Again, we're in a condensed formation. Now we are in a tight inverted 2x2. So we put our number 2 receivers on the ball. We take our number 1 receivers off the ball. And when we get into this look here, we like sprinting out, and we like using that number 2 receiver to pin the end man on the line of scrimmage. So it really helps our quarterback get outside that pocket. So now it's a 3-man route concept. But really, we're cutting the field in half, and we're really trying to emphasize the 2-man route combo of being arrow into the flat and corner over the top. Still a great concept, even down inside the red zone, even down inside the 10-yard line, because you're looking to out-leverage the defense horizontally. So in this concept here, we have our number 2 receiver just take splits as if he was an extra tackle. So we got about a 2-foot split. We're looking to pin the end man on the line of scrimmage. Same blocking for our linemen. We're going to reach to the outside armpit. We should be reaching into the B gap, looking for a defender, reaching into the A gap, and we're going to step hinge, and we're going to step hinge. And our running back is also going to help here by picking up any trash that comes through the gaps. Okay. On the backside, we're going to take our number 2 who's on the ball. He's going to run a post. Now, when we get down inside the 10-yard line, obviously we start running out of space. And so we don't want to run a post out of the back of the end zone. We're going to flatten that thing out and kind of just run along almost like a deep in on the back of the end zone. Same thing here with our corner route. We don't want to run a skinny corner and run out of the end zone. We want to make sure that we get open for our quarterback and we use our leverage to our advantage. And so this corner route might be a little bit more flat. And then we're going to bring motion again like you just saw. And we're going to send him into the flat right at the pylon. Okay, so this is where we pin. Different from the first clip that you just saw. Now we're using an extra receiver to pin. And our eyes, again, as a quarterback, should go right into the flat. So, I mean, we may even have him out leverage. Probably not. Cornerback does a good job. So in this zone look, this is more of a zone team. He's on the outside, and he's playing low. So our eyes as a quarterback looks there first, doesn't like it, it's muddy, then we're going to go over the top. Receiver does a great job of breaking off his route. Okay, not running to coverage, get real flat. This isn't an out route. We teach it as a corner, but we adjust our route accordingly because, again, we don't want to run to coverage. As soon as he breaks out, our quarterback puts the ball right on him, and that's all we need for a touchdown. We just need that ball to cross the goal line. So it doesn't make sense to run 4 or 5 yards into the end zone. Breaks it flat, runs away from coverage, put the ball on the outside, only where our guy can get it. All right, different game, same concept, and now we're even closer. We're about maybe the 7-yard line, 6-yard line on the field. I like this even down in this area because, really, again, it's a man beater, it's a zone beater. So if you're going to face a man defense down here, how are they going to handle motion that comes from the number 1 receiver who's on the outside? And he comes all the way across. How do they handle that type of motion? If they want to run through it, that's great. and play it like straight up man, we're going to out leverage you to the pylon. If they're going to try to pass things off, then we can start getting into our progression where we read it front to back. Okay, so same thing. We're going to use our number 2 receiver on the front side to help pin and help our quarterback get outside the pocket. I would like to see our number 2 receiver right here, though, work to get to his outside pad and work those hips to get to the outside rather than kind of balancing him up and blocking him like that there. We always want to try to get to the outside shoulder. Quarterback gets his eyes into the flat, kind of runs out of the screen so you can't really see it, but that corner starts to bounce outside and keeps his outside leverage. So our quarterback gets right to the next receiver. And the one thing that you got to keep in mind down here is that the windows are narrow because of the defense has less space to cover and defend. So these footballs got to come out on time. Right at the break points, we got to get that football out. And with that corner playing into the flat on our motion man, we're able to move on and play over the top of it, and he's not able to make a play on it. You can see it from the end zone copy. Okay. Motion, corner's going to bounce out, take away our leverage to the outside. He plays low on our arrow route. So we put the ball over the top, and he's not able to get there. Good timing from the quarterback, putting it right on his shoulder. When you're in the end zone, just make him catch it. Different clip here, almost the same spot on the field, though. I think we're on maybe the 6.5-yard line, somewhere around there. Same concept here. Okay, this is why I like this at any spot in the field, really, because you're cutting the field in half again. You're making simple reads for the quarterback, and if you have an athletic quarterback, let him run the football. Nothing's open, run it. Sometimes that's when the best plays happen. One thing, though, is I think we probably could have thrown the ball into the flat, right? Look at the corner. He's off a little bit. I think if we put our foot in the ground and we throw the ball to the outside, he's running to the pylon. He's going to beat him there. We probably score if we put that ball into the flat. But we don't, and because of that, if we pass off on it, we can't throw it there late. So he's got to work immediately to our corner route, which he's getting jammed at the line of scrimmage and doesn't get a great release. So he's not really an option either. So when nothing's open, tuck the football in and run. Good option for a quarterback down here at the end zone, near the end zone. Try to stretch that defense horizontally. If nothing's there, go make a play. Here's one of my favorite versions of the tight 2x2 where we pin the end man on the line of scrimmage. And this came after we shifted from a tight bunch look with our number 1 receiver who was playing out wide here. We shifted down to a tight invert 2x2. And then on top of that, we bring motion to it and we run the smash concept with 1 on the corner, motion into the flat. We pin here the best that we can with our number 2 receiver, and then we run the post over the top. So this was great because of all the pre-snap movement that we had. Now, if you want to know more about the pre-snap movement and the shifting and the motions, then check out the video that I just put out right before this one, Shifts and Motions, on how you can start using the same pre-snap movement. It's going to be great for your offense, so go check it out. Here, though, it's a key 4th down for us. We're playing a cover 3 team that likes to play zone. They're blitzing. You know, who's going to be in the flat when we bring motion? Can't be the corner because he's a cover 3 corner. So he wants to take the flat, but he knows he can't because he's got a corner out over the top of him. So who's in the flat? No one. Take what they give you. 4th down and 6 in a crucial part of the game. We go to this concept, and it picks up big yards for us. Out leverage them horizontally. Stretch them vertically. Put the high-low on that flat defender. All right, now the sprint out smash concept is one that I really like to start out in a 3x1, and then we motion to it like you saw in the previous clips, and we run smash with the motion in the corner from our number 1 receiver, single receiver. So again, we don't have that extra receiver to pin at the line of scrimmage. But we are trying to affect the defense here horizontally. We're trying to stretch them horizontally with the motion and then also vertically by putting that high-low on that flat defender here. So we're going to bring our number 3 in motion. Same thing. We're going to run corner and arrow, and we're going to run post and shallow cross from the backside. Now this is where I'm really going to talk to our quarterback when he comes to the sideline because we teach take what they give you. Get your eyes in the front. If it's there, take it. Take it all day. You can't go broke making a profit. Because what starts to happen is the more you take it, the more the defense starts to tighten up, then you can take those shots over the top. But here we're trying to take a shot when the defense is giving us the stuff in front. So this is one that I'm definitely going to be talking to the quarterback about, hey, take what they give you. But you can see the effect that it has on a defense. The zone team that we're playing, they put their strength to our tight bunch to the boundary. They send their nickel over. They don't move with motion. We've got them out leveraged right into the flat. There it is. Okay. End zone copy just so you can see it. We already have leverage on the safety here, right? Just outside leverage. So if he does want to trap the flat right here, we should maintain our leverage in our corner route. And then when we break out, we should have him beat. Sometimes it works differently, especially in the sprint out. The safety is going to be moving, obviously, the post snap. So we want to continue our leverage. He sees quarterback rolling out, then he's probably going to be working that way just like he is. But we want to maintain leverage in our stem. Okay, so our number one receiver does a great job of continuing to work out in his stem and spray his release. Corner wants to trap the flat. Well, we got number 7 open over the top. He doesn't trap the flat. Man, that ball should go to 4 right away. Fastest kid on the field. That thing probably could turn into a touchdown. Another 3-by-1 concept here. Different quarterback. We're in the playoffs here, so different time of the year. We got another quarterback in, but the concept stays the same. We start in our tight bunch. We bring motion. Now, if you got questions about as far as the motion and the timing of when the quarterback should snap it, I'm always looking to have my quarterback have the ball in his hands by the time that motion man gets to the play side tackle. Okay, anything too late where he's running out here, well, we lose the effect of that horizontal stress. And then anything too early, if the quarterback snaps the ball up by the time he's at the center or before, then he's just never going to get to his landmark. So by me telling the quarterback that the ball needs to be in your hands by the time he gets to the tackle has worked really well for us. It's not going to be perfect, but it's pretty close. I mean, he's right on the tackle's right heel by the time our quarterback gets the football, and that's about where we want it. But again, we start in tight bunch to the boundary. We're going to motion, run our arrow route, run the corner route over the top. No one's in the flat. Throw the ball to the flat. Easy concept for your quarterbacks. Simple reads. 1st and 10 now becomes 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, which is a great place to start. Okay, so you can run it from a 3-by-1 formation and motion across. You can run it from a tight 2-by-2. You can run it from a regular 2-by-2 and run a burst corner by 1 and arrow route by 2. A lot of different ways that you can get to this concept, but it's a highly effective concept because it's a high percentage throw for your quarterback. Now, if you want more out of your sprint out pass game, then click on the video that you see on the screen right now. It's a video completely dedicated to more sprint out passing. I think you're going to find a few more wrinkles in there. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate you all supporting the channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe below if you haven't yet, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.